Good morning and happy Easter, Vision family. It's so good to be with you celebrating together at home. So we're going to invite you to join us in some affirmations this morning, just celebrating the life of God, that we are alive and awake. Yes, you are. Yes, we are. Let's all sing together and welcome each other into this experience. Even though we're miles and miles apart, we are together and we are one.
Good morning, Vision. How are you this morning? Happy Easter, wherever you are and whatever you're doing right now. I'm so glad you decided to join us for this Easter celebration. Please join me in prayer. I give great thanks for this day of transformation, for this day of resurrection, for becoming new once again. I give great thanks for everyone here present in whatever room you are in right now, tuning in, being together, knowing our oneness across the miles. I give great thanks for this morning, for everything in it, for all of the joy, for all of the celebration, for knowing our oneness wherever we are, knowing that there is only one life. It is God. It is God's life. It is whole, perfect, and complete. It is our life right here, right now, this morning. I give great thanks, and so it is. Amen. Good morning, Vision. I'm so glad you decided to tune in. Here we are celebrating Easter across the miles. How interesting, isn't it? Gosh, I miss your faces. I look forward to us all being together, hopefully soon, and I just want you to know that we are here for you. We have online prayer request forms, so please take advantage of that. You can still call into our prayer line. You can call into the regular line and leave a prayer message on the extension. However we can serve you at this time, please know that we are here to serve you. We also have practitioners at visioncsl.com. You can leave a prayer request right to the practitioner core, and they will get on it. So please, however you would like to be served in prayer, we are here to serve you at this time. That's what we do here. We pray. And we're doing a lot of it this morning, I've got to tell you. So here we are together apart, separate and yet together, knowing our oneness. We know, let's see, what else can I tell you? We know that we are all together in this thing. We are all together. We're supporting ourselves, supporting each other, doing the right thing, staying home, staying safe, and we're so happy about that. But I want to still welcome you as if, right? Because you're here with us. Absolutely. Just because you're online doesn't mean you're not here. You are here with us. So let's know that, and let's do our welcome. You ready? Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. I just want you to take that in and really resonate. We look forward to the time when we are back together physically, but please know we are together right here and right now. And at this point, I want to turn it over to our celebration singers who are going to sing us our centering song to prepare us for meditation. Thank you.
As we move into our time of silent meditation and prayer, we take this moment just to remind ourselves of who and what we truly are.
God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I
Hello again. I changed hats, but I kept the same shirt. Now's the time in our service, our time together, where we spend some time in silence and meditation. My name is James Vandenberg, and I'm a licensed spiritual counselor here at Vision. Please take these quotations into heart and mind and with you into the silence. and allow the tones of the bowl to bring you into and again out of our 5 minutes of silent meditation. Transformation is sustained change, and it is achieved through practice. And that's from BKS Iyengar. And from our founder, Ernest Holmes, we must relight the torch of our imagination by fire caught from heaven. For a realization of the presence of God is the secret power of our work. staying in that expanded awareness of silence, staying with first cause. Join me. And just for this moment, we set aside speculating on conditions. And we rise in mind and thought above circumstances, appearances. And we give ourselves over to that recognition of that which is all in all. That there is one life, one presence, one substance, one mind. It is everywhere, fully present. We call it wholeness because it is present in all its fullness everywhere and at every time and in every space. We call it perfect for it is lacking nothing, and there can be no absence of good that we desire, of good that is necessary for the perfect unfoldment of life, divine life demonstrating itself. We call it complete, for it is eternally established. It is not contingent upon anything. And it is completely unopposed in its power. So when Spirit says yes, there is no opposition, there is no obstruction. So we stand in that place where we know that is the truth of all life everywhere, and good in all of its names is immediately available. And in that place, I know that that is not only what I am, it is who I am. I stand as an expression of divine life. Divine life expressing itself, fulfilling itself uniquely as me. And I know this to be the truth of each and every one of us, everyone participating and watching and joining their mind and heart with mine in this moment of prayer is one as the divine. There is one. There is nothing outside of it, nothing below it, beneath it, nothing less than. Spirit expressing itself, and in this moment expressing itself as me, as you, as each one of us. And so I know, and I accept. I even declare and claim good and more good is ours this day, right now. There is no limit on the good that is ours. I know that this good is health and wholeness. I know that wholeness has never for one moment ceased to be that which it truly is. The fullness of God demonstrating health, demonstrating harmony, demonstrating itself to be joy and peace and love and freedom. I know that Spirit demonstrating itself in this moment is even that little phone making that little noise. It is all good. I know it's the truth. There is only Spirit and the self-action of Spirit. And so I know, and I accept for myself and for each one of us that there is ample, plenty of supply. To say that our supply is absent, we might as well say God is absent, and that is not so. There is no absence of plenty. And so I am knowing and accepting, declaring and claiming in this moment resources, money, cash flow, income, resources of supplies, everywhere they're needed. We are standing in that place where there is no need, there is nothing to fix, there is nothing to heal, and so we see it only God, and anything necessary to demonstrate that truth is happening at this moment right now. I know Spirit is the activity of our technology in this broadcast. I know that Spirit is the activity of our band, our singers. The Spirit is the activity of James Higgins sharing his heart with us in song tonight. Spirit is the activity of Reverend Patti. I know that Spirit is the present substance and activity of John and Jordan as they work out the technology. And knowing this good, knowing this good, I know it demonstrates itself. It's a law. It's the truth of our being, that it is done as we believe. And if there's a feeling of less than belief, please, please allow me to know it for you in this moment. God is your good, omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. God is our good in this moment, in this moment. And this knowing is cause. I let this idea, this happening in my mind, I let this awareness demonstrate itself as God in my life and in everyone's life. I know God is the good that you are. God is the love that each is. And so I give thanks. Take a breath with me, and on the inhale, we just kind of say, God is all there is. And on the exhale, we say, God is all I am. Inspiration, God is all there is, allowing, accepting, receptive. On the exhale, God is all I am. Expression, expressing. So I give thanks for this demonstration of God as me. I give thanks for this demonstration of God as each one of us. I give thanks for this demonstration of God as supply and health and fulfilled self-expression. And now it's time to let the human hands off and say yes, and release this word, release this prayer into the perfect action of divine law where it already is. I know it done, and so I know it is, and so it is.
Those of you who have been to Vision services know how amazing James Higgins is. So perhaps there's a few of you who are seeing and hearing him for the first time. So as we become seeds in our living rooms and in our bedrooms and in our houses, we get waves of rain and we get waves of beautiful sounds to help us grow. So please welcome James Higgins.
alone. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams may be tossed and so blown. Walk on with your hope in your heart, and you will never, you never walk
Gosh, that was so beautiful. We love you, James Higgins. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. Oh, man. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got your Easter jammies on. Hiding Easter eggs or finding Easter eggs, having that second cup of coffee, whatever you're doing, I'm so glad that you're here this morning joining us. The month of April has a theme. It's called Bright Beginnings, and I love that because that's really what the Easter story is all about, isn't it? It's about bright beginnings. And today's talk is called Leads to Manifestation and Transformations, because it comes on the heels of last week's talk, which was intentions and affirmations. So intentions and affirmations lead to manifestations and transformations. And last week we discussed how those intentions are the big, expansive part of us. The intentions we set are those gigantic God ideals, right? They are the ideals of spirit that enter into us, and then they become personalized. So you have a spiritual ideal. You have a God ideal that enters into us as individualizations of spirit, and then they become our personal ideas, our own ideas. So if you think of spirit, you think of the qualities of God, right? Like beauty and balance and joy. Those are big ideals. And then they come into the mind of the human. They come into your mind. They come into my mind. And they become personalized through us, as us. And they become our own ideas. So we take a quality of God like beauty, and then as it comes into my mind, I define what beauty is to me, beautiful as I see it. Maybe it's creating a garden or painting a picture or writing a piece of music. That universal ideal expresses itself individually as my idea. So when you have identified those big intentions and then you've personalized them, right, through yourself, then we affirm the truth of those intentions as if they are already done, right? We get the idea that we want to do something, and then we affirm its truth. We affirm that it already is in our lives as well. And that's what leads to manifestations. So our affirmations affirm the truth that what we desire is already ours because it's already true in the mind of God somewhere, somehow. So we affirm the truth of that. We don't want something, but affirming it is. It already is. It exists, and it's making itself manifest in our experience because the gift of life is already given. Spirit has already given everything to its expressions, and we are that. We are those expressions. So an affirmation is not a hope. It's not a would you please or a need to be filled or a wish to be granted. It is a declaration of what is. It's a declaration of what is. I know the I am contains everything in it. It is an expression of what is. And then that affirmation is an expression of what is in my life. You know, Ernest Holmes said, we don't make things happen. We make them welcome. We make them welcome. The gift has already been given in spirit. We accept the abundance of all life. We accept the goodness of all life. We accept the flow of energy from the formless into form as a natural expression of the divine creative process working itself out in our lives. And the more we accept and embody, the more we can demonstrate. So then our mantra, our affirmation is, what else can go right? What else can go right? That's how we have to look at life, right? That's our mantra. We continue to pray, we continue to affirm, and things begin to change. Little things, maybe not even noticeable things, but manifestations begin to occur. Change comes, and it surprises us. Oh my God, look what happened, right? Oh my God, look at what happened. And it just amazes us. This changes and it surprises us. That changes it and it changes and it amazes us. Thing after thing begin to shift and change in our lives. Manifestation after manifestation occur, and then we are transformed by that. We are transformed by it. Or I should say it changes us, right? It changes us. We are changed by the changes that occur all around us because it's growing our faith. That's really what's happening. It's growing our faith. We stop being amazed and we stop being surprised and we begin to depend on the flow of spirit into form based on our direction of it. We begin to depend on it, right? We know it works. At some point, we stop the wishing, we stop the hoping, we stop the wondering, we stop the marveling. When it does happen, we know that it works. We know the divine creative power finds expression into the physical world through our direction of it. There is no more wondering. There is no more doubt. We understand it works. It must. Ernest Holmes said, love points the way and law makes the way possible. And in Hebrews 11:1, it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We must know that things are before the manifestation of those things even shows up in our lives. We must know the truth. We don't know how we know. We don't know when we know. We don't know that we know. We just know. We know these things are before they appear on the physical plane. And that is the development of our faith in this teaching, right? C.S. Lewis said this. He said, you never know how much you really believe anything until its truth or falsehood becomes a matter of life or death to you. It's easy to say you believe a rope is strong and sound as long as you're merely using it to cord a box. But suppose you had to hang by that rope over a precipice. Wouldn't you then first discover how much you really trusted it? And that's the question we have to ask ourselves right now, right? How much do you really trust this? How much do you really trust religion? How much do you really trust science of mind and spirit? Are you allowing it to use you? Are you allowing it to flow into your life through your direction, manifesting the life that you desire? We are here to prove these principles, to know the truth before it's demonstrated, to absolutely hang our faith on that principle that it works before we see the manifestation of it. We rely on the truth before we see it. We trust in the truth before it manifests. We are to be the truth, the life, the presence of the divine in form. And you see, all this time in the tomb, right? This is what Holy Week was about: being in the tomb, being in the quiet, in the dark, in the absence of any proof, right? We spent this time in the tomb developing our trust, developing our faith, right? The Easter story brings us all the way to that transformation in life, our life. That's what the story is about. It's about our life. Yeah, the story is Jesus, but it's that universal truth. It is that universal archetype for all life. We are immortal, eternal beings moving from glory to glory, not learning lessons, but remembering who we are. Remembering who we are. Evolving is dying to the old and being reborn, a transformed being. And we must be transformed through forgiveness and through unconditional love. Jesus taught us a way to transform our lives moment by moment, day by day, event by event, right? Circumstance by circumstance. That's the big takeaway for Easter. Forgiveness and unconditional love, isn't it? Forgiveness and unconditional love, always. Jesus did not tell the people that condemned him. He didn't say, oh my God, people, you are going to so pay for this, right? Never. He never said that. You know, you guys are going to hell for what you've done to me. You're going to fry. Never, right? He refused to judge. He refused to condemn. He refused revenge. He was unconditional love and forgiveness. He was the voice of unconditional love and forgiveness. Right to the very end, right? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Love and forgiveness. This was his ministry his whole life. Love, unconditional love and forgiveness. And Ernest Holmes said this. He said, to practice the presence of God is to awaken within us the Christ consciousness. Christ is God in the soul of the human. The resurrection is the death of the belief that we are separate from God. For death is to the illusion and not to the reality. So it is that death to the illusion that we are somehow separate and alone and scared and weak and not able to do the things, not able to direct the divine creative process in our life. That's what that is. And so we must die to that. Yeah, and so we play out the Easter story, each of us in our own way, don't we? Each of us in our own way. Each time we die to an old way of thinking, being or doing in the world, we embrace something new. That is the transformational experience. The Easter story is forever calling us to evolve, to transform. When we've outgrown the old, to let it go. Let it go without the claw marks in it, right? Just to let it go and to be born again in an evolved way of thinking, an evolved way of being. Spiritual mastery is not accomplished by just saying words or expressing this desire or that affirmation and then just going about the rest of your day. Spiritual mastery is about living these teachings, doing what it is calling us to do, letting go of those things that we have outgrown, that no longer serve us in this life, and being willing to do that. And to embrace the unknown, and to be in the tomb, and be into the darkness, and to absolutely make plant those seeds, those big intentions. We don't get there by praying 5 minutes a day, and then going about the rest of our day just mired in the effect, in the condition. It won't get us there. We reach that spiritual maturity, that spiritual mastery by actively participating in our own process of transformation. We must be the place where Spirit is allowed to flow through us unimpeded and changing our lives and changing the lives of those around us. This requires not only commitment, but actively following and practicing this great spiritual practice, this great spiritual teaching that masters have shared with us all these years. And so we cannot mistake the ritual for the reality, right? We have to engage in our practice. We have to allow Spirit to have its way with us. We have to make everything we do a sacred act. We have to remember who we are each and every day, Because that's why we have these experiences in life. They are to wake us up all the time. They're always calling us to wake up to the truth of who we are and the things that we have outgrown and the things we have to release and the ways we have to transform in order to wake up to a greater idea of who we are, a greater sense of who we are. So every day is a sacred day. Every act is a sacred act. Washing dishes is a prayer, right? When we remember who we are. So we have to praise that, and we have to live that. Live these teachings. That's the transformation that we're being called to. And when we are called by Spirit, we have to answer. We have to surrender. We have to give way to that greater idea that Spirit has for our life. That means dying to the old. It absolutely means dying to the old. But after dying to the old, we make way for the transcendent self to emerge. Right? Yeah, it may be scary when we talk about dying to the old, and that's why the Easter story is here to show us it's a doorway through which we walk. Right? Dying to the old is accepting the new. It is the transcendent self wanting to emerge from within us. And that's why it's up to us to practice resurrection. We must practice resurrection. And in order to do that, we have to be willing to let go of the old. We must be willing to die to those things that no longer support us or serve us. And we must be willing to embrace the unknown sometimes. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I know that it is going to work out. And we must love unconditionally, and we must forgive always. Forgive always. Becoming new in every day, in every moment, we become new. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, a person may be reborn, remade, and renewed in mind and body just through taking a little time to get acquainted with his own better self, just through coming to recognize the invisible and almost unknown guest who accompanies everyone through life, the spiritual presence within. And that's the Easter story for us. That is the importance of the Easter story in our own lives, is that we're never alone, that Spirit is forever within us, urging us on, evolving us, sometimes with our own resistance, but still evolving us, asking us to die to the old, asking us to go into the tomb, to be silent, to be still in the darkness like a seed in the earth, so that we can be reborn. We can emerge, as that little green sprout. We can emerge our new and transcendent self, the Christ-conscious self within us leading the way. Happy Easter to everyone. Love you all, miss you all. Can't wait to see you back here in this room. Happy Easter.
The clouds had not yet lifted, the tomb was sealed and dark. The cruel cross had crucified the hope of every heart. The Son of God, the Lord of light, by death had been destroyed. Then in the silence of the tomb, he heard his Father's voice. Arise, arise, first star of the morning sky, come forth, my anointed one, into eternal life. Arise, arise, cast away death's dark disguise, my glorious Son, victorious one, in majesty. Arise. Tremble, the ground began to quake, The mighty stone that sealed the tomb of death began to shake. Then suddenly the darkness was shattered by the light, as Jesus Christ, the Son of God, burst through the door of light. Arise, for star of the morning sky, come forth, my anointed one, into eternal light. Arise, arise, cast away death's dark disguise, my glorious Son, victorious one in majesty. Arise, come forth, my anointed one, into eternal light. Arise, arise, cast away death's dark disguise, my glorious one, victorious one, in majesty. Arise, arise,
Oh my gosh, that was lovely. Thank you so much, James Higgins. Just lovely. Thank you. What a beautiful song. Oh, so now it is time for conscious circulation. This is the time where we get to give back. We get to give from what we have already received, knowing and accepting that we keep ourselves in the circulation. We keep ourselves in the flow of all good. We know and accept that Spirit is forever giving to its creations, and we are that. So we give and receive. We give gratefully and we receive graciously, and we keep ourselves in that river of God's abundance. So, what am I doing right now? I'm inviting you to give to Vision right here, right now. If this is the place where you're spiritually nourished, this is absolutely the appropriate place, and this is really the appropriate time. And if you haven't given online, this is the time to try it, because we have a donate button, and you can become familiar with it, and that would be a great thing. It keeps us doing what we're doing here. Even while you're at home, we keep the lights on, we keep the home fires burning for your spiritual community. So it's here when you come back, and we can celebrate together. I hope we're back soon. So if you're donating today, thank you so much. Go to that donate button, or the wherever that is, down there on the dialogue box. I don't know. There is it down. I don't know. But what I do know is prayer. So put your gift in your hand or in your heart, just knowing that you are giving. Let us go within right here, right now, and know that God is one, that there is only this life of God expressing individually through us, that we are that flow of Spirit into form. It is us, and we come equipped with all of those qualities. They are within us, and they express through us. When we awaken to them, we know we are God's abundance flowing into reality. We know we are God's joy flowing into relationship. We know we are God's wisdom flowing into work. We absolutely know our oneness with Spirit, and we come together to know it right here, right now, that there is an abundance of resources, that they flow through us and as us into the world. We do stand open-handed and open-hearted in the river of God's abundance, accepting gratefully and giving graciously and remaining forever in the flow. I give great thanks for this, and I simply let it be, and so it is.
God Thank you for my daily bread. God is a river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive.
And this is the time that we would share our miracle minute. So if you have had a miracle demonstration in your life this week, post it in the dialogue box. I would love for you to share it with each other, and then let us know too that the miracles that are unfolding in your life day by day, minute by minute. I will tell you that the miracle minute for me right here is actually this week, John and Mark and Jordan coming in every single day, every day, working on the technology that it takes to do this broadcast. And the cameras have been put up, and there's new stuff going on back in the sound booth, and everybody's working so hard to bring this together, to bring it to you. And, that's a miracle, guys. It is a miracle, and thank you for all of the work you've done. It's just amazing, and it's going to keep getting better, so hang in there with us. It's just amazing. And I think now would be the perfect time for it to be the last word by Johnny Kirko. He's running up here right now just to be with you.
That's the best workout I've had all week. I need some exercise, tennis, all that kinds of stuff. So, welcome everybody. I hope you're enjoying the new setup we have here, the cameras and all kinds of stuff. I know there's technical difficulties. And let me just tell you, Reverend Patti and I have always had the theory that we are like the duck on the water. And what that means is when you have a duck on the water, it always looks like it's just smooth sailing, but underneath, those little legs are going 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's what's been happening over the last couple of weeks at Vision. Woo! Donald Duck is what we are. But anyway, so a couple things. So we're continuing to do our Uplift program. The Uplift program is set every day at 1 o'clock. You can watch that on Facebook, and right after that, I try to get it up online to our website as soon as possible. Soon we will be putting it live on the website as well. But Uplift is just a daily thing where Reverend Patti and others, this week we'll have some other new people coming through, and they'll kind of talk a little bit to give us just a little sense of normalcy that we need right now, and bring us back to our center. So always come and be a part of that with us every day, 1 o'clock, except for Sundays, Monday through Saturday. So we talked a little bit about online donations. I've asked you guys to continue doing that for us. As you know, you're not here to give, so send us a check. Send us, go to the donations page on our website. You'll see a little bit about how to do that. You can sign up for your auto tithing. Those who have done that recently, you had a big bunch of people who have started to do some auto tithing. Thank you for that. If you are sending the checks in the mail, thank you. You guys, we appreciate all the work you're doing to help us to continue bring this to the table here. How about Mr. James Higgins today? Man, James Higgins, we love you. Thank you for being here today. James, we asked him to come together, and here he is, and we love him and appreciate what you do. So good music today. Reverend Patti Paris will be back next week. Her talk title is "And New Beginnings." And ain't that the truth? I don't have music yet, but I know we'll have something fantastic in the band and all that kind of stuff, so we'll be back. Fernando Vega's going to be with us next week? You guys got a scoop right now. Fernando Vega is going to be, that's right, right now, Fernando Vega is going to be here with us next week, and the band. I just found out, he just found out, we're all finding out together, so this is a lot of fun. And I also want to Reverend Patti had mentioned about the prayers. The thanks. I want to thank Mark Danishofsky for the hours and hours and hours, the cameras and the audio, the video. Let me just tell you, right before the celebration today, we didn't know if we were going to have sound or anything. We were scrambling like crazy. So we got it put together. Thank you, Jordan, for coming in and putting time together. I want to also thank Reverend Patti Paris for bringing the uplifts every single day. She is bringing her heart and soul to this. We appreciate you. If you're on Facebook right now, I want you to send loves. I want you to send those likes and loves right now to show your appreciation to Reverend Patti. Thank you, guys. We'll continue to bring this to you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you so much. So what we're going to do now is what we normally do after the last word by Johnny Kirko, and we're going to stand up. Well, you can stand up at home if you'd like, but we're going to say our affirmations. They should be up on the big screen and in your bulletin, but your bulletin's online, so you can look at it there or look at it there, however you'd like to. We're going to say these affirmations together in power, in presence. We're going to stand in the truth of these. We're going to know that they are the truth for us. Are you ready? Are you with me? Let's do this thing. I am beautiful, powerful, and capable. My potential is limitless. My power is in choice. Spirit is my source and endless supply. Okay, which one are we going to do together? Oh, number two? Okay, number two. My potential is limitless. My power is in choice. Absolutely. My power is in choice. So here's where we get to pray out together and then listen to some wonderful closing music. Are you ready? Okay. Giving great thanks for today. Knowing Easter is a day of renewal, transformation, rebirth. What's new? What's new in your life? What is it that you've planted that is blooming now, that is breaking ground, that is coming true, that is absolutely being manifest in your life now? Just water that. Praise that into being. Know that that is the truth, that the Christ consciousness within you is moving you forward, is absolutely opening you up to a greater idea of life, knowing that it is Spirit expressing through us, as us, in every moment of every day. I give great thanks for this. I know it is done, and so it is.